A milli, 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 a million here. I'm a young money millionaire. All right, uno momento. So, you're making the turn, sir. All right, so this is a quick one, but thank you to everyone who helped me get back to 1 million views. This is not my first time getting 1 million views on a channel. It's my third. It's my first on this channel. It's my third overall. But it's my first that matters. And I'm going to explain why. It mattered the other two times. The very first time that I ever got 1 million views on a channel was one of my first YouTube channels. Good morning, Vicky and Ed. Before, the very first channel that I'm talking about was before they had any rules on YouTube. So at that point in time, I could put anything on this internet, on this YouTube, and it was all allowed. The way how music is not allowed, the way how you can't repost TV show clips and sports clips and stuff, and there was no YouTube partnership program. So back then, I had a combination of, I had like viral clips from TV, I had sports highlights. I would put it, if I went to a concert or if I went to like a basketball game, I would bring my actual point and shoot like Sony CyberShot camera, or that other one I forgot, Canon PowerShot. I used to use that camera a lot because there was no smartphones. So just having a point of view footage of an event would get you a couple 100,000 of views easily. I had several viral videos on that channel. Again, there was no rules, so I got up to 1 million views really easy. Now, my second time getting 1 million views was on my music and mental health channel. And my music and mental health channel, I got to 1 million views because I was able to live stream the live feeds. A combination of live streaming the live feeds, posting up a bunch of Big Brother clips, and a combination of also how that helps me in the algorithm. So a lot of people watched my videos when I went live also. I had videos with 20,000, 30,000 views, believe it or not, on that channel. There's some of them are still up, some of them are not. Fun times, those were good times. But when I tried to get that music and mental health channel monetized, at that point in time, I couldn't get the channel monetized because, let's see where we're going here. Okay, now I know where I'm headed. I couldn't get the channel monetized because they said reused content. So I had to go through all my content and delete about 75% of that content that got me those 1 million views. And I remember there were people who told me, at that time there were people who told me, nobody's here for you. Everyone is just here for the live feeds. And I was like, no, they're here for me. The live feeds are just like an added bonus. I'm going to make this quick because I'm actually just wrapping this up. It took me 2 years. I think I opened up this channel in 2023. I had about 300,000 views that I built up last Big Brother season mostly. And then I said that I had a goal of getting to 1 million views by the end of this Big Brother season. So in order for me to get that goal, I had to make up 700,000 views, which I wasn't sure was a possibility, but I made it a goal. I worked at it. I put in a lot of hours because it's really a lot of hours to get on here. I mean, listen, it doesn't seem like it, but it doesn't matter what kind of day I'm having. It's like a part-time job to get on here, and it doesn't pay for me part-time job money or anything. It's just an enjoyment thing. So, yeah, I made it there a little after the season. Maybe when did the season end? 2 weeks ago, two Sundays ago, I think, and I crawled up that last little, I think 50-60,000 that I needed, and it feels like a really good accomplishment, and we're gonna keep going from here. I have not caught up on the challenge, I have not caught up on Survivor, and I have not caught up on the Amazing Race because I've been traveling. I've been traveling the last 2 weeks. Um, I've been traveling the last 2 weeks, but I'm up and I will have more content. And I just want to thank everybody for helping because you are all part of those views. You're all a part of the reason why I'm still here. Remember the last 2 years, if you were following my channel in the last 2 years, more than a couple times I've said, hey, this is my last year, I'm leaving. I didn't say that this year because I reached like a little bit of a turning point. I'm not saying that I'm never gonna leave, but I there's no imminent plan for me to go anywhere. The plan is, to figure out ways better reach more people, to improve the channel, uh, maybe to be more innovative, maybe to use more of my creativity because I used to do a lot more of that, but just because of life and time issues, these car lives have become, the primary thing. But those who were here on the original, the Music and Mental Health channel, I was never doing car lives. All of my lives were right in my work area, my workstation at home. And I used to make a lot of little videos like the Mimi scale and all that stuff. That was a season 25 special when I put all those things together, and I still use that today. And I haven't really done things so much like that lately. YouTube is partially responsible for that. I'm not even gonna lie, because YouTube, even that video that I put up with the Vincent Morgan and the Days of Our Lives theme song and all that stuff, I think YouTube gave me not a warning, but it was like you can't monetize that part of you can't monetize your video if you have that in there. So that's a part of it too. So there's got to be a little more originality on my end. But anyways, yeah, long-winded way of just saying thanks. I might be back on here later today. Oh, there is something that I did want to say. I was watching another Ashley interview, and the more that I watch Ashley is the more that I am actually impressed with her game, because it's like every time I watch another one. So what impresses me, right? When she first started going around and said, people didn't think I was doing anything, but I influenced this person to do this, and I made sure that Vince didn't put me on the block next to Will on week 3 because then I would have gone home. And then I made sure that this and this and this, and then I was just like, At first I was like, I guess I can kind of see that. But the more that I've heard her do these deeper dives, I didn't watch the Taryn deep dive, but I've seen like 2 hour interviews of hers, 1 hour interviews of hers that I've watched fully because they were interesting enough to keep my interest for that amount of time, which is a hard thing to do, to be honest with you. This one that I was watching this morning, where she was talking about the conversation that she had with Lauren in the HOH room when Lauren was the HOH and Lauren was strongly considering putting her up as the renom. And the reason that one just clicked in my head is because I specifically remember there's not a lot of lives that I watched this year. There's not a lot of live feeds compared to like the previous few years. I didn't watch a lot of live feeds in season 26 or 27. I watched probably even less in 27 than I watched in 26. And I specifically remember her in that room with Lauren. And she was like, "You're not considering me as a renom, right? Because there's so many bigger targets out there. And it would be such a waste of an HOH if you got me out on your HOH when I'm not even going for you and I'm nothing. Like, I'm not winning any comps. There's other people. There's this person and there's that person. She's throwing names out there. And Lauren was like barely saying anything and not making any eye contact. And she said to the person who was interviewing her, she said, if there's one thing about me, if you saw on those live feeds, I was not about to leave the room until I felt like I completed my objective. And I specifically at that point in time, I remember saying something like either she's delusional or she's really, really working. I don't know if I said it like that, but I feel like I said something like, either she has a really bad read on the game or she's really, really strongly trying to work this reverse psychology angle. And she said it was reverse psychology, just like she was talking about some situation with Vince, where she said one thing about Vince is that she knew that he was a people pleaser because of the fact that in week 1 he let everyone run with the narrative of her taking a 2-hour shower when she didn't take a 2-hour shower, and he knew that. But because the house, looks for easy targets when you start the Big Brother game, she was an easy person to target. And so she was basically saying, like, I played off of that fact in future weeks to be like, hey, if you put me on the block, this person is going to be upset and that person is going to be upset. And I was thinking about Vince when she said that. And I was thinking about the way how Vince always was influenced. Like, every move that Vince made, Vince had power a lot in that house. And she really did work that social game. Because Vince had so much power to make so many choices that would have been good for his game, but always let these people in his ear. And he's like, if I do this, then this person is going to be mad. And if I do that, then that person is going to be mad. And that was basically what ran his game. The power, like, so it makes me think too, like, just winning does not necessarily, it gives you the power, but at the end of the day, Big Brother is still a social and strategy game, no matter how much power you get. Like, Jag, I hate to say it, as much as, a lot of people didn't love his game, including me, he got a lot of power. He made some great strategic moves, so some great social strategic moves, like what Ashley did, to get the people that he wanted to be in that final 5 with him, and then from there, him and Matt, and to a lesser extent, Bowie Jane, were able to just kind of comp out and control the game to put themselves into a final three. Dumb comment by yeah, but he kind of put the people in there. So the more that I listen to her talk about the game, honestly, it's like just the more that I am impressed with the game that she played and her ability to recall all these different conversations, all these different weeks. Like, it doesn't mean that everything that she was trying to do worked, but it does mean that all these times that I was looking at her and thinking to myself early on, what is she doing? Why is she talking so much? Why is she doing this? Why is she doing that? Why is she saying this? I'm not sure about Ashley. I wish that I was playing the game better. You think about her game, she won it in a way that I haven't seen anyone else win since I became a Big Brother fan anyways, 5 years ago. Because some people have kind of compared, thank you, Chocolate, some people have kind of compared her game to Taylor Hale. There's like a little slight bit of similarity that I see in her game to Taylor Hale, but it's very slight for me. It's not like their games are parallel. The way that I'll compare it to Taylor slightly is not even like it's not even really like it's a comparison to Taylor. It's just that in the beginning people used something really small and insignificant against her, which is the shower thing. And she had to find her way out of that. But it wasn't like a group rallied around her and said she shouldn't be treated like this. Let's form the leftovers and overthrow the house. It wasn't anything like that. It was like she was really alone for a lot of her time in the house. Not alone as in a loner, but she didn't have too many strong partners who stuck with her throughout. Eventually, she did get Rachel, who was probably her strong allies, but and to a extent Will, because Will was more latched on to Ava, but she had to navigate the game a lot of the times by herself, and she had to figure out her own ways to from getting on the block. She had to figure out a way to campaign against Will, and I remember what she used with Will was to say that nobody wants to sit next to him at the end because Captain Will is, the most well-liked person in the house, etc. And then, there was a time when she went on the block, when Keanu made her the replacement Nam, and she made that speech about his Tarzan feet or whatever, and I was like, you're doing too much, because now you're all in hurry, and you're gonna lose his vote potentially. But hey, what she did worked. I am impressed. I'm impressed by her game. A strategy is a strategy. Here's my thing, right? Any strategy can win a Big Brother game. A Jack strategy, a Taylor strategy, a Ashley strategy, a Nicole strategy. Whether I like it or not, whether I like the strategy or not is irrelevant, but when I respect a person more is when I hear them explain the strategy and I can think back to those times and say, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that you did that. I see you. And that's really what's been happening every time that I look back and listen to her interviews and things that were going on in her mind at that time. I hope that I can get myself an interview with her, but we'll see. I still haven't, put my name in the hat for that yet, but I will. I will try soon. I'll try eventually. But anyways, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content.